Hololive Myth was an incredible success, kicking off the Western VTuber boom. But soon a question emerged: how is Cover gonna follow this up? The answer came 10 months later with the debut of Iris, a standalone V-singer, and everybody freaked out over her nose. Then 1 month after that, we got a second English generation in the form of Council. Myth had sort of a theme going on for its members, but for Council each one represented a primal concept: space, time, nature, civilization, and chaos. There was also Omega Alpha, a truly enigmatic entity, so enigmatic that even Cover didn't know what to do with them. Council was my first experience of actually witnessing a new generation debut, and it was just so much fun. Going from silhouettes, to design reveals, to the lore blurbs and first tweets, all while wondering, what will they sound like? Are their personalities gonna match their model or subvert them? Will one of them become my new Oshi? So there I was, ready for the Council debut relay, which thankfully was at a time where I could actually watch them all live. Except that they happened to be family board game nights, so I still missed some of them. Out of the 5 members, the design I gravitated towards most going in was Mumei, and after watching her debut, she immediately became my new Oshi. Now Ina is still my Kami Oshi, but with Mumei I now had a second Oshi to watch. She was cute, she was shy, she teased an original song that wouldn't come out for like 5 months. What more could you want? Created by Azure, the illustrator for Wandering Witch, Mumei's design feels a lot more grounded and subdued than the others. Rather than some cosmic entity, she looks like an RPG protagonist about to go on a whimsical adventure. She's also the only Hololive member whose primary color is brown. That's kinda odd. Also, who knew beige and teal was such a good combo? More importantly though, she looks absolutely adorable. Look at that face. Later on she even got the ability to put on a hood, and it's just the cutest thing. As for her lore, she represents civilization. She's also an owl, very forgetful, and has a little paper friend. There's more to it, but these are the important bits. During her debut, Mumei was gentle and soft-spoken. But the thing about debuts is that despite being intended as your first impression, they aren't very representative. Most VTubers are super nervous at first and need a couple streams to get used to things and settle into their streamer persona. Case in point, it took Mumei a bit to gain the confidence to reveal her true nature, that being that she's the world's most precious little psychopath. Now obviously, whenever a VTuber is branded as a psycho, it's meant as a joke. We're not actually claiming that they are serial killers. They just happen to be a bit unhinged and let their intrusive thoughts win. Mumei will just casually say things that are completely out of pocket and then not even acknowledge them, all while maintaining her innocent demeanor. This also manifests in her art, which got pretty infamous pretty quickly. Beyond just saying crazy things, Mumei is also a mischievous little gremlin who enjoys messing with people, while also having a bit of a toxic streak and not being afraid to rage. Except her raging is more adorable than threatening. This dichotomy between Mumei's inherent cuteness and her various antics is where most of her charm comes from, especially since she just seamlessly switches between both extremes. They aren't like separate personas, no, they just blend together into one silly little owl. And then she starts singing and suddenly her vibe changes completely once again. It's a common joke throughout Hololive that the talents are built different for streaming and for singing, and Mumei is an excellent example of this. Her singing voice is just very beautiful and relaxing. There was no better start to a day than waking up to her doing a late night karaoke stream, which due to time zone shenanigans would happen in the morning for me. Her various original songs are a joy to listen to, and she even did a cover of Stella Stella. A memorable moment I experienced during one of her unarchived karaoke streams was when she suddenly started rambling about which mods she downloaded for Zoo Tycoon 2. That wasn't the first time she brought up Zoo Tycoon in her streams, and whenever she did, it made me very happy. Too bad the old games are abandonware, so getting streaming permissions is probably impossible, but that brings me to Mumei's interest in knowledge of animals, which is very relatable. She also has her own pet animal called Animal. Officially, we do not know what kind of animal Animal is, we just know that she barks and needs walks. Could be anything honestly. Animal's antics interrupting stream every once in a while is always a treat. Every generation of Hololive is like a little family with their own special bonds and dynamics. Within Council we had Cro Fawnmay, a combination of Cronmay, the ship name of Crony and Moomay, and Fawnmay, the ship name of Fauna and Moomay. Shipping is a big part of Hololive, with almost all the girls being very gay for each other, and as a big fan of Yuri, I'm all for it. Cronmay established itself pretty early on and was just a very fun dynamic. You got Crony, who's very confident and aloof, and then there's little Moomay, who makes Crony lose her cool by being very cute and also by teasing her at every opportunity. Fawnmay was also established early on, with Fauna playing up how much she wants to protect Moomay, who in turn gladly played along. But they also shared a lot of interests. Most importantly, they really loved trolling Crony. Many antics ensued, including an entire custody war over Moomay, and in the end most fans just accepted them as a throuple. There's also Bay, who not only became best friends with Moomay, but also dedicated herself to being her biggest fan. Beyond her own generation, Moomay is also part of Holotori, easily the most beloved subunit within Hololive. Arguably, Moomay's addition is what pushed Holotori from just the Turducken trio into a proper group, before Louis then completed it. Lastly, Moomay's friendship with her is also what made me start watching Selene, making her the only Nijisanji member I ever followed. Obviously this didn't go so well, but that's beside the point. Now I'm pretty sure you all know why I made this video. I knew that Moomay had been having throat issues for quite some time, but I didn't think much of it. I just hoped she'd get well soon. Then Shion announced her graduation, and while discussing it with friends, one of them pointed out that they were worried for Moomay's future. This made me realize what might happen, and I mentally prepared for the possibility of her graduating. Still, when I saw the thumbnail and title, I was devastated. I knew this most likely meant the worst, but I tried convincing myself it would be something else. Sure, it looks just like Fauna's graduation video, but maybe it's just an extended hiatus. The video would come out at 3 in the morning for me, so I went to bed ready to see the news the next morning. Alas, it was time for one of my Oshis to graduate. Before anyone comments about it, I do know where to find Moomay after she leaves Hololive, don't worry. But even if she's not gone forever, it just won't be the same. It never is. So that's it, this is the end. To Moomay, if you somehow see this, thank you. Thank you for being the most precious little psycho. Thank you for being silly until the end. Thank you for being my second Oshi. Thank you for making me smile.